Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Animal Farm, we draw all sorts of animals. So let's draw. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little owl. So let's begin. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have a dollar store drawing pad here. It's 8.5 inches by 11 wide. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser. And if you have an old dollar store paintbrush that you haven't used for painting, if it's lying around and not being used, you can grab that and use it to wipe off your page if there's dust or pet hair like in my house, or eraser bits. And of course we're going to need color. Our owl is going to be brown. I have a peach color here. That's going to be for his belly. But if you don't have peach, you could use a light brown or a pink or yellow. I also have yellow for his beak and his little feet. I've got a black coloring pencil, but I usually use a fine tip black marker instead. Fine tip just means it's a small tip. Okay, so why don't I move all this stuff over and we can begin. Let's draw our owl. Our owl is round. So we're going to start off by drawing a circle. This is going to be his body. There, that's his body. And we're going to draw another circle. Watch where I put it. He looks almost like a snowman. My circles are very lopsided, aren't they? I'm going to fix that. That doesn't look like a circle. There we go. Make it a little more circular. That's going to be his head. And let's give him some ears. His ears kind of come out like this and to the side. Curvy little triangles. Now let's do just a little bit of erasing, okay? This part of the circle here, where his ear meets his head on both sides, I want you to erase those two little lines and erase this line here that goes right through his head. And remember, if you accidentally erase something that you didn't want to, all you have to do is put it right back in with your pencil. No big deal. You can make your owl as big or as small as you want. I probably could have made my little guy bigger, but there we go. Now let me just add in those lines that I accidentally erased. And that's good. Okay. So now let's give him some eyes. First of all, he's got round eyes. So let's give him 2 round eyes, not too big. 2 round eyes and little round dots in the middle for his pupil. And we'll give him a bit of a mask. Now watch how I do this. It's around his eyes. You can make it any shape you want, but I think like an 8. Watch, a sideways 8. Start in the middle of his eye, go around, and then do the same thing around this eye. Kind of looks like an 8. Well, mine's a little lopsided again. I'm having trouble with my circles today. There, I'm not happy with that. That's what erasers are for, right? Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that because I'm starting to get picky now. Now let's give him a beak. His beak comes right between his eyes, so we're going to do just a triangle like that, right between the 2 eyes, and I'm going to draw a line right through the middle. Okay? So let's give him a belly. About halfway across, we're just going to draw a little circle, semicircle, and that's going to be his belly. Now he needs some wings. Watch how I do his wings. I'm coming up from the side of his head, down his body, and a little triangle at the bottom. Same thing on this side. Little triangle at the bottom. He looks pretty fat. But we're not finished his wings yet. What I'm going to do is make them a little larger. So I'm going to draw a line from here to the side of his wing, and I'm going to erase everything in between. So I just want you to see how it looks. Let me fix that because I erased it. You see, that looks better than this. This one's too thin. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to make it a little wider. We're going to take our semicircle and we're going to get to the bottom of that wing. Join that line with the bottom of the wing and erase everything that's in the wing. And again, if you erase anything that you didn't want to, all you have to do is draw it right back in, like I did here. I erased part of his head and part of his wing. There we go. I erased a little bit here too. Okay. So now we're going to give him some feet. He's got 3 little toes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And he's sitting on a branch or something like that. So watch, he's sitting on it, so the line will not go through his feet, okay? I'm drawing the little branch like this, and it's going to go under his feet. And then a little line in between, like that. So it makes it look like he's standing or sitting on the branch. And we have to give him a tail. So behind the branch, because his tail is behind him, right? Watch what I'm doing here. I'm drawing a line like this, and then under here I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up here. So now it looks like his tail is behind the branch. And it's going to look better when it's all colored in. So I think that's it for now. I think we've drawn him. Now we can start adding some color. Why don't we start with the yellow? Why don't we take our yellow and we'll color in his beak. His beak is yellow. And if you want, you can go ahead and put in a second layer of yellow, and all that means is you're coloring it in a second time. It just adds more color to your page and makes the yellow really stand out. We're also going to color in his eyes yellow, but not the little circle in the middle, just like that donut looking shape. Okay, so let's color that in yellow. See, just like that. And I'll do the other one. And I'm going to color in a second layer so that it's nice and bright. You could use crayons for this, you could use markers, whatever you like. I just want you to have fun. Okay, and his feet are yellow, so let's color in his feet. And if you're using a coloring pencil or even a crayon, don't press down too hard, and remember to turn once in a while, because you don't want to wear down one side of your pencil or crayon. So you have to keep going and sharpening. So I'm putting in a second layer here of yellow. That means I'm coloring it in a second time, just so the yellow is more bright and it stands out. There we go. Now the next color I'm going to use is peach. And like I said, if you don't have peach, you could use, you know, another type of yellow or even an orange or a light brown. And you remember that 8 shape? We're going to color all that in. That's his mask, but we're going to leave those little 2 pupil circles as is. We're going to color those in black after. But let's color in peach. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. And I'm going to go ahead right away and color in a second layer. Coloring it in a second time. And you really don't have to press down too hard, okay? If the tip of your pencil breaks or if your hand gets tired, that means you're pressing down too hard. And you can see right away the difference between 1 layer and 2 layers. You add more color to your page, to your drawing, and you make the colors much more vibrant. They stand out well. And you can put in a 3rd layer if you want. It's all up to you. So the next thing that we're going to color is his belly, and his belly is peach. So let's color in his belly. This time of year, as I record this, it's November, and it's autumn here in northern Canada. And, well, I guess I'm not too north anymore, but we're still in the northern hemisphere. I hear a lot of owls at night hooting. Don't forget to turn your pencil, because I live in the woods, in the mountains, in the woods. I love it here. There's a lot of different kinds of birds, and there are a lot of different kinds of owls too. Lots and lots of different ones. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in a second layer. I'm going to color it in a second time. Turning my pencil. And I am not pressing down hard. Just going to be careful not to get any of that peach into his feet. I think the official word for bird feet is talons. I think. So let's try not to get any peach into his talons. That sounds funny. Don't get peach on my talons. I'm just going to go over it a 3rd time, 3rd layer, just to make sure that I got everything. There we go. Now we can take our brown color and basically color in the rest. We're coloring in, that's my black, I want brown. We're coloring in his head, his wings, the top of him, and his tail. But try not to get any in the branch. We're going to color the branch black anyway, so if you get some in there, it's really no big deal, because black will definitely cover brown. Let's try not to get any of the brown into the areas where we colored peach and yellow. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while so that you don't wear it all down on one side. I'm just being careful right now because I got a little brown into that peach, so I'm going to try not to get any more brown where it's not supposed to be. But I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole owl here. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Do you like owls? Have you ever seen one? Or heard one? I have only seen one owl in my entire life, and it was a barn owl. I was at a friend's house, at a friend's farm, and I saw a barn owl there. It was actually in the barn. They're called barn owls, but they don't necessarily live in barns. And it was so beautiful, but it flew off, and I never saw another one, but I do hear them. I hear them hooting at night. Don't forget to turn your pencil. And you could have used a dark brown or an even lighter brown for this owl. All right, I'm going to do the tail, and I'm going to make sure not to get any brown into the yellow or the peach. And you know what? I'm just going to go right through that branch because, like I said, we're going to be putting black there. So it's going to color right over it. And remember, his tail is right behind him, okay? So you want to fill all of that in with brown. Is your little owl as fat as mine is? I didn't realize I had made him so round and big. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put in a second layer of the brown all over my owl. I want him to be a little darker. You see the difference between one layer and two? I really think that layers are very important when you're drawing. Because first of all, you should not be pressing down too hard because you don't have to. You just, if you want more color, you add more layers. I'm being very careful here because the last time I got some brown in there. Don't want to do that again. And I'm careful around the beak. Turn your pencil once in a while. He's looking good. All right. Now we're using a lot of brown here. So if you have to stop and go sharpen your pencil again, just go ahead and then come back when you're ready. Just stop the video, come back when you're ready. Now if you're using markers, you don't have to add layers because markers are very vibrant in color to begin with. So it's not necessary to turn your marker. Well, you could turn your marker. It depends what kind of marker it is. But really don't forget to turn your pencil. Okay, tail. I'm just avoiding the branch at this point. I'm not going to add a second layer of brown to the branch because I don't need to. I just don't want to waste any pencil. Like I said, that's going to be black. Turn your pencil once in a while. And I want to show you something. You see, I don't know if you noticed, but I went outside my line here. So, oh, and can I erase that? There. What you can always do is you can make the tail a little bigger. You know, if you went outside the line, just make it a little bigger and rounder. Just like that, so it doesn't show that you went outside the line. But you know what? We're not looking for perfection. We're just trying to have fun. I want to teach you how to draw. Okay, so my brown is all done. Got a little hair there. Now I'm going to take my black coloring pencil and I just want to outline the head, because right now his head is a little lost in the brown. So I can see where my pencil mark is. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in, and the wings too, because I don't want them to get lost in the brown. There, that's all I'm going to do for now. And I've got my black out, so I'm going to color in that branch. Be careful around the feet or the talons. Don't get any black in there. If you can try not to, that is. Just take your time. And if you want, you can go ahead and put a second layer of black in. Darken up that black. My branch is a little crooked. I'm going to add to it. There we go. Turn your pencil once in a while. There we go. Now, we're going to color in his eyes black. You can use your black coloring pencil. I'm going to use my marker. Okay. And I'm going to start outlining. I think I'm going to outline the entire thing with my black marker. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but I do it because I think that it stands out more. So everywhere that I drew before, I'm going to add black marker to all of the outline to make everything really stand out. Already that looks better. I'm going to go around his head. And I'm going to be careful here. And we already outlined his head and the inside of his wings there. So I'm going to leave that as is, and I'm just going to go around the outside. Just around his belly. I can see what I'm doing. And his little feet. And his tail around the branch, though. There we go. I'm going to take my black coloring pencil and just draw out that line for his belly. Okay, and we can give him a little bit of detail in his belly too. We can make it look like kind of feathers, so little semicircles just across his belly like that. You see? You can put as many as you want or as few as you want. There. Now I'm looking at him and I'm wondering what else we could do. We could always just take our black pencil and put a few lines in his wing. Just a few. Just to give it a little bit of detail. And I think our owl is done. Our fat little owl is done for today. Now don't forget, always sign your work. I want you to be proud of what you've done because you've drawn a beautiful owl today and it was a lot of fun and it was relaxing. You should be proud of everything that you create. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and remember to Mom and Dad, if you post your kids' art on Instagram, please don't forget to tag me. I would love to see their artwork. The link is in the description below and in the About section of my channel. So we'll see you next time on Animal Farm. Thanks for watching. Bye.